Welcome back to Burning River Bushcraft. Today I'm going to make a water container with natural resources. The ability to carry water and other materials over long distances is why a container is one of the first 5 C's of survivability. So I have located a gourd. So this has been hollowed out by native people for as long as time has been recorded. This makes a great natural container. Now finding one of these in the wild is slim and none, but I'm going to utilize this today. So to work with a gourd like this is a dried hollow gourd. So this is not something you're going to be able to pick fresh and work with. This is something you're going to have to plan ahead to utilize this in the future. So this is hollow. You need to make sure that it's free of any cracks, make sure no bugs have gotten into it, and that little rattle you're hearing is telling you that it's finally dried out enough inside to use. So to utilize this gourd as a natural container, I'm going to cut it off the neck. Now I want to cut it above where the neck starts to bell out a little bit. That's going to give me a funnel shape to it. That's going to help me fill this with water. But remember, this can also carry berries, seeds, nuts. So this is definitely a multi-purpose item. So as straight as I'm able, I'm going to use my baco and I'm going to make a nice smooth cut along the top. So you can see now the dried seeds inside of this. Now this did not make a perfect cut. This is brittle, so the last little bit just broke off. I'm going to clean this up with my knife. So a good sharp knife leveled this up, and I've still got that little bit of flare like I wanted. I did lose a little bit of the top, but you're working with natural materials like this is what you're going to encounter. So in order to get the seeds out of this, I've just got a little stick cut, and I'm going to try to break it all up. Okay, that was a big chunk that I was having trouble getting out. So like any primitive skill, there's nothing hard about it. It's very time consuming, and you have to work at the pace of the material. You can't push things to your own pace, because what's going to happen is you're going to get in a hurry and you're going to end up breaking your gourd. So here is my 32-ounce stainless water bottle, and this is my primitive equivalent to that. Let's fill it up and make sure this thing holds water. So actually it's almost exactly 32 ounces. Now I've got some water dripping here. I'm not sure if that is seeping through the container Perhaps if this thing soaks and swells up a little bit in the sun, that might seal it up a little bit. But, you know, I've got like a drip. Considering with what I'm dealing with, that's pretty acceptable right now. So now that we know that this is watertight, I'm going to go ahead and make a stopper for the top. So I just rough cut a stick here. This is approximately the size I need. I'm going to shave the bark off and try to get a little bit of a taper to it. So that's just the friction fit on here. Now as this swells up, you know, it's going to hold water better. The gourd and the stopper actually are both going to swell up and work in unison together a little bit. Okay, so we got the container. We've got a stopper for this. You know, I've got some primitive cordage with me that I've already made up. I'm going to try to make a real quick sling for this also. So this is actually 3-ply milkweed cordage. I've got about 10 feet of it here. And I've been saving this for some cool project, and this might be what I've been saving it for. Alright, so I believe to carry this natural container, again with my 3-ply milkweed cordage, I'm going to go with a clove hitch around the neck. And then I'll give myself about what I think I need for a strap, and then follow that up with a second clove hitch. There we go. Let's fill it back up with water and make sure the strap holds the weight. Okay. So it carries it, you know, fairly level. You know, I've got a few drips, no big deal with that. You know, obviously my stopper, it's not exactly watertight at this point. That's going to swell, that's going to keep evaporation down, and I suppose, you know, you could take the time to fit this stopper better than what it is right now. But this is a winner. This is a natural container. Garbage is easy to find. It's everywhere. So 2-liter bottles, glass jars, you know, beer bottles, that kind of stuff is very easy to find. Makes a great container. But don't give up on the primitive stuff. You know, if you see something like this, go ahead and utilize that resource, and it makes another nice project for a summer day. So here's another little feature that I really didn't even think of. This is the top of the gourd. This makes a completely functional cup. I was picking up my scrap after the video, you know, looked at this and instantly saw what it was usable for. So again, natural resources. So our Gourd water container with a milkweed cordage strap and a wooden stopper is working just fine. I've got no leaks with it now that it's soaked up a little bit of water. The milkweed cordage, this is 3-ply. This is plenty strong for this. Holds over 32 ounces of water. The wooden stopper doesn't seem to fit all that well, but my main purpose was to keep evaporation or any type of spills out. You know, it's not watertight yet. This is going to swell up and it's going to fit better over time. But this is something you definitely don't want to pass up. If you see a primitive container like this, utilize it. Until next time, this is Jamie Boggs with Burning River Bushcraft. See you soon.